always respect those guys. I mean, those are the guys I talk comedy with.
Absolutely.
And the concept of the being better friends was at one point during our podcast, man, we had the discussion like, are we friends though? Like, like are we?
Yeah.
Like I know we comedy,
Real thing
we
though.
comedy giants and our thing, but are we friends?
Yeah. Do I really like you?
Do I really like you?
Yeah.
And we had some real moments, and so it was just the fact of being better friends, man. Understanding that in this comedy game, you do want alliances, and you do want to be able to say, "These are my guys. I came up with my guys."
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. CDL Cigar and Golf, Links and Legends sit-down interview series. We are here at the beautiful El Septimo Chocolate City Cigar Lounge, owned by my guy, Mr. Johnny Yancey. Look, telling y'all, man, Links and Legends is going up, and we got a legend in the making. Right here.
Okay, in the making.
Look,
all right.
Comedian extraordinaire.
Yes, sir.
Funny dude.
Yes, sir.
Has his own special on Amazon Prime.
Oh, y'all gotta check that out.
I got my guy Tavon Greatness in the building. What's good with it, brother?
What's good, brother? What's
man,
good, man?
Come
Always.
on, man. Appreciate you joining me, brother.
When I got the call, I said,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I said, I'm on Links and Legends already.
Come on now.
I feel good. I feel like I'm making the right move.
Come on now. You are making the right move. It ain't a feel.
I'm making the right move.
Your moves are seen, so they gotta be the right ones.
Absolutely.
They gotta be the right ones.
Absolutely.
Look, man, let's get right into it, man. Growing up, Toledo, Ohio, born and raised.
Midwest, how y'all?
Tell us what life was like growing up in the Buckeye State.
Growing up in Toledo, Ohio, man, for me, for me, it was a jungle. It was a jungle for me. Me being the oldest sibling, me being everybody's like first baby. I'm not gonna sit up here and say I wasn't spoiled.
Right.
But I made sure I cashed in on everybody's blessings and stuff like that.
Correct.
But it was when I say a jungle, man, it was one of those things where it was just like, as I'm going throughout life and I'm looking at, family, I'm looking at friends, I'm looking at inspirations all around me, man. It made me aware that you're gonna have to develop something, and you're gonna have to maximize your efforts, man, because it's not guaranteed. And so I grew up. I had my mom did her thing, raising 3 boys by herself. Forced me to be a leader. And just kept me focused, man, on being an example, being a positive influence for people, man, and just while I take my lumps and bruises throughout life, man, not wavering off the fact that I am here for a purpose. My family dynamic on both sides, they always, if it was one lesson that they told me, they said, hey, find your purpose, and when you find it, you better go for it, because you're not gonna feel good doing nothing else. And I've learned that. Throughout my life, man. Even on the journey that I am on now, it's just been a matter of never wavering, man. Even when you don't get the opportunities you thought you was gonna get, and having to just navigate through life as you go through those trials and tribulations, man. It's been a learning experience, and I've just been grateful to have the mental capacity and the gall to say, I'm going after this.
That's right.
This is what I'm doing. So,
true story.
Shout out to Toledo, Ohio, man, for not taking your boy out the game too early.
Stand up.
And I'm happy to know that I'm making them proud, and also going after it, man. Just being, like I said, being an inspiration before I inspire. So
that's real. That's real. That's a real thing, man. That's a real thing, man. Us being in the same age bracket, man, and kind of having similar, backgrounds. I mean, you got into the comedy game, obviously, man, and we, both growing up, with street mentalities, so to speak, and kind of thinking along the same wavelength, man. That's big to come from one of your equals, one of your peers, a cat that's your age, to hear somebody say that and talk like that is inspiring all over again.
Right on.
You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing, man. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it, man. So, look, man, being a Midwest dude,
Right on.
your sports fandom doesn't quite align
True.
with that of an Ohio native.
True.
You're a San Francisco 49er fan.
Absolutely.
And of all schools, you are a Michigan fan. How the hell did that happen, brother?
All right, with the San Francisco thing first, man.
Yes, sir.
I come from a Midwest family where you a Cleveland Brown fan, you a Cincinnati Bengal fan, you're a Detroit Lion fan, and so I remember going on a field trip. We was going to a Lions game. This was like sixth, seventh grade.
Yeah.
And
that might have been the old Pontiac Silverdome at that time.
At that time,
yes, sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
And I had an uncle who was a Lions fan, man, and they was playing the Niners.
Yeah.
And that's their way of saying, I'm about to make nephew a Lions fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
They played the game, the Niners won.
Yeah, of course.
And I just went with that. I just went with that.
Wow.
Right? And my uncle at first pissed.
Oh, hot.
Pissed that the Lions lost, but now he pissed that my nephew like the other team.
On me.
He then turned on.
Yeah.
But he gave me the opportunity. He said, I want you to enjoy this game. Mm-hmm. He said, and whoever you decide, that's who you roll with. He said, but don't let it waver.
That's right.
You're gonna have to be there for the
good.
You're gonna have to be there for the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right. That's real. That's a real thing.
And then also growing up, we had Tecmo Bowl.
Oh, yes, sir.
And so the rules around the hood was if you had the Nintendo and you had Tecmo Bowl, when you come over to play, that person has the right to pick their teams. Yeah. We all know on Tecmo Bowl, you pick Oakland Raiders with old Bo.
Bo couldn't be stopped.
Bo couldn't be stopped on Tecmo Bowl. And whoever had the Raiders, that was automatic dub.
It was automatic dub.
In most cases. And I remember playing my big cousin, man. Shout out to my big cousin Damien. We over his house. He running through the house. Running through. No matter who. I picked the Niners. Yeah. And I beat him.
Yeah.
And so at that time, everybody was like, what? You beat that? It was a big thing because we used to all conjure up at people's house. Whoever had the newest game system, we conjure up over there when our parents allowed. Yeah. So when I beat him, I was like, I think this is confirmation that this is the Niners that I'm supposed to be rolling with. As far as Michigan is concerned, my sixth grade basketball coach was a big Michigan fan, Michigan alum, and all that jazz. He took me and his son because we was playing in a tournament up in Michigan. But the day before, Michigan was playing football, so he took us to the football game, and this is where they was playing Virginia at the big house. Mm-hmm. Virginia was kicking their ass.
Yeah,
they was kicking their ass, right? And this was the first time like I'm around 100,000 people.
Oh yeah, big house.
And true,
six figures up in that thing.
True to its name,
no doubt.
And so the whole game, Virginia just controlling the game. They not blowing them out, but it's hard for Michigan to be scoring.
Absolutely.
Fourth quarter come around, man. Michigan in a nutshell, they come back. Last second drop back pass. He drop it off. Mercury Hayes catches it in the back of the end zone. Michigan win the game, and it was just an eruption that I had never felt before. And I was like, yo, they doing that here. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. So I kind of like grew into that. And then when I got into football, my freshman year, I'm playing for this private high school. Shout out to Central Catholic High School. Freshman year, we on the football team. We're not very good, right? But we got some dogs in some places.
You got some spot guys.
Yeah, we got some spot guys.
Get it done.
At the time, I was playing both ways: cornerback, safety, and wide receiver, slot receiver on offense sometimes. And defensively, bro, if you threw the ball my way, I need that. I need that, right? So over the course of the season, I had some pretty lofty stats to where, I was getting invited to college summer camps and stuff like that, man. So I'm sitting there with my mom. shuffling through invites. Michigan State in there. It's
Sparty.
Indiana in there. It's,
Okay.
you know,
Who's your
the
vid?
Rockets, Toledo Rockets.
Toledo Rockets.
All of these people in there. And I'm going. Mom was like, no, you're going to some of these because it's summertime.
Yeah,
I need
you're going to do something.
I need you active.
You're not going to be in here with me.
Yeah, I need you active.
Yeah.
Shuffling through it.
Yeah.
I don't see Old State nowhere. I don't see Old State nowhere.
Oh, so you felt the disrespect is what you're saying.
Especially when I found out some other cats played the same position that I was, that I knew I was better than. They like, yo, I got the summer camp Ohio State invite. I'm like, so it kind of turned on me then. It kind of shifted the tide. And then when, you know, me watching football and stuff like that and watching that rivalry and how much it meant.
Absolutely.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna rock maize and blue. And I've just been that way ever since. Now, when it comes down to that third week in November, bro, I'm always outnumbered. Always.
Of course.
Always
Of course.
outnumbered.
You're gonna be
Mom,
outnumbered.
dad, siblings,
You're going to be outnumbered.
No one.
Ain't nobody fooling with you.
No one rocks with me. And they hold it dear to my heart.
Nobody's fooling with you. Especially if it's at the show.
Man,
nobody's fooling with
and
you.
so I always deal with that. Now the last 3 years, especially this year, you know, it's been very special.
Yes, sir.
It's been very special.
Yes, sir.
Phone's been very quiet.
Yeah,
you know.
you ain't getting them phone calls like you used to.
When I walk in the room now, shout out to Cat Williams, heads go down. Heads go down.
Yeah.
So
straight up.
So, you know.
Straight like that.
And you know, the icing on the cake is gonna be on February 11th.
Yeah.
And so
Hello.
That's
here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah, that's been my sports takes, man.
That's crazy.
And so I do. People always do look at me sideways or expect when I say, you know, I'm from Toledo, Ohio. They're like, oh, so you like the Browns? No, I don't. You like the Bengals? No.
Wow.
Well, I guess you Ohio State fan. No. Far from the truth.
Yeah, 3 in a row. 3 in a row.
Strikeout.
Yeah, you're out.
Strikeout. I will say though, like,
yeah.
Now if Browns and the Bengals and the Lions, if they not playing the Niners,
yeah, we're here.
Yeah, I want y'all to be successful. But when it's time to see the God, y'all know where my
man, we gold blooded out here.
Yeah, y'all know where my allegiance is live.
We gold blooded out here.
Yeah,
man.
gold blooded, man.
Look, Links and Legends, man. CDL Cigar and Golf, man. I got my man Tavon Greatness right here. Tavon Patterson. Look, let's get into your career, man. Where were you, or what were you doing when you said to yourself, comedy is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
I'm back home off my second tour in Iraq, man. I'm back home in Toledo, Ohio. Second tour in Iraq. I had a stint down when I was living in Atlanta.
Appreciate you for your service.
Yeah, thank you. I was down in Atlanta for a minute going to Morehouse College, and then that kind of got interrupted going into my second tour. So I come back home. Things didn't quite work out back in Atlanta, so I come back home to reset, to figure out truly, like, what do I want to do? But going back home and knowing what home had to offer, I can't do that. So I had a meeting of the minds, man. I bumped into one of my high school friends, man, back in the day. Shout out to Philip Cunningham. We was just talking, man. We was at a bar having some food. He was just like, man, I'm glad you home. And he was just like, so what you up to? And I said, nothing.
Yeah, I'm here.
I said, I'm here.
Yeah, you're looking at me.
I said, I'm here. Yeah. And when I said it, when it came out my mouth, man, it was like my body started to collapse. Yeah. Like I started to feel like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then my boy Phil looked at me and he was just like, that's the wrong answer, Chop.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I was like, you right. Yeah. But then I was just like, and so, you know, we got to talking, and I was just like, man, you know, I have had this niche, man, to get on this comedy thing. Now, me growing up, I was the jokester. I was the one that wasn't afraid of, first of all, speaking my mind. Yeah. Also, I came from that cloth, man. Yeah. Like, there was rites of passages when you had to roast people. In order to sit in the back of the bus in public school, you had to be able to roast the cats.
You got to be able to do it. If you can't run the dozens, man, you can't be back here.
If you
don't sit up there with the bus driver.
Yeah, if you can't sit up with your uncles and play the game and take this trash talk and dish it back, you're going to find yourself in an isolated place. Yes. So when I said that, he was just like, about fucking time.
There you go.
He was like, about fucking time.
Yeah.
And so he reached out.
Come shake your hand. I appreciate this.
Oh man,
Yeah.
no worries,
And I
bro.
want to be on your show.
Look at Uncle Black Ass.
Come on now,
Huh?
let's do
I
it.
can go right now.
Let's make it happen.
Whatever you want.
I got another interview coming up, man. We'll talk about it.
Man, look at here.
We'll talk about it.
Whatever you want to know.
Let's
About
chop it up.
Vegas.
We'll talk about it.
Black ass.
Absolutely. We'll talk about it. Absolutely.
Shout out, OG.
He flat interrupted you, man. We're gonna edit that.
No, power of editing.
Yeah.
Power of editing. However, we got to talking, and he was just like, a mutual friend of ours. He was like, Philip runs this open mic at such and such club or whatever. He was like, I'll tap in. He was like, I'm gonna call him up and see what's going on. Called him up on the spot. He was just like, hey Phil, you still got the open mic comedy show that you be doing? He was like, yeah, man, every Monday. I got people coming through. He was like, it's kind of been on the slow end. Yeah. He was like, all right. So put the plug in. He was like, Chop back in town.
Yeah.
He was like, Tavon? He was like, yeah. He was like, he trying to get on. And so he was like, word. And when he said that, he was like, man, he was like, no. He was like, come through Monday. I'll put you up, give you 5 minutes. The rest is history, man. I went home, because that was on a Friday. I went home. And then I had a moment again. I was like, all right, this is stand-up. I know what it's like. I've seen it. I've had my research of watching Def Jam and Comic View and all that. So I was just like, man, I don't know how to write jokes.
Right.
It's just come off the dome.
That's real.
Come on.
That's real. Like a freestyle.
Like
a freestyle.
I'm at home for the weekend just trying to write jokes and practice it in the mirror. And then I call my mom and tell her, I'm about to do this comedy thing. Right? Yeah. Now, I ain't expecting nothing of it. I just told a few people.
Right.
Like, I'm about to do this. The girl that I was with at the time, I said, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and talk. I'm gonna go ahead and try this thing. Yeah. At the time, that's 2021. So that's 10 or 11 years in this game, man. And that's 10 or 11 years of experience and evidence of what I've went through in this journey, and actually introducing myself to a broader scale audience. It was tough. It was tough in the aspect of just trying to figure out how I wanted to get it off. Yeah. And that sense of, at the time, man, there was a lot of on my end, just a lot of self-doubt on being a perfectionist, but then figuring like, nah, it ain't gonna be this. I want it to be this, or I gotta have this person with this. And so the vision that I had behind it, it was just different, because the opportunity that was coming to me, I was just like, all right, where do I operate on this, or do I just stick to my vision on what I want it to be like? Because it's my first one. Right. So shout out to my wife, man, who was just, she was just that extra gut punch. She was just like, Tavon, do it now. Like right now. Like, do it right now. You got the material, you got the experience, you got the resources, you got the people that want to see this completed. So
ain't nothing like a good woman, man, that want to see you win, bro.
That's why you had to just
look.
That's why you just put the ring on and ride
I'm gonna
it
have
out.
a truth moment right now, if I can, with you.
I would love it.
So I've been sitting on this idea for Links and Legends for about 1.5 years. One day, I don't remember. I think I picked my wife up from somewhere, and she gets in the car and starts crying. This is a true story, y'all. Not getting ready to lie to y'all about this. She starts crying. I'm like, what? What now? What I do now?
Because it is always a what you do.
It's always a what you do.
It's always a what you do.
She leaned over and said, "What are you waiting on?" I said, "What you mean? What you mean? What I'm waiting on? I'm waiting on you to get in this car so we can go home. That's what I'm waiting on." She said, "No. These ideas that you've been sitting on for 1.5 years, why haven't you done them yet?"
It's hurting the family.
Why haven't you done it?
Yeah.
And I think I'm a pretty self-aware man.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty self-aware. But at that moment, I wasn't. At that moment, I felt like I knew absolutely nothing about myself.
Yeah.
I was humbled in that moment by my wife. And
they got a ways of doing it.
They got a ways of doing it, brother. Your significant other got a ways of doing it. And when she said that, when she got done talking, I didn't even say nothing back. Left the air, it was empty.
Mm.
And I thought about it all the way home.
Mm-hmm.
And
How I be.
that's how I be.
How I be.
And when I got to the house, I'm in my phone. I got the pen and pad. I'm just writing ideas. I didn't say nothing to her. Not a word.
Yeah.
I say maybe 3 weeks later, we printing out shirts. I'm
Yeah.
already lining up guests.
Yeah.
Let's get this thing going.
Let's get it popping.
Because there's why are we waiting? What we waiting on? The apocalypse? What you waiting on?
Yeah.
If you're sitting on an idea, why you sitting on it? What Ice Cube saying Friday? Boy, you better get up off your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Debo coming. Huh?
Yeah.
Debo coming.
Yeah.
Get up off your shoulders, man.
Yeah.
That's big, bro.
Yeah.
That's
And so
big,
when
brother.
she did that for me, it was all systems go, man. And
Yes, sir.
I will say that was for me in Vegas, because up until that point, man, I had been in Vegas. I had been in Vegas 10 years. I had came in 2013, and coming into this comedy community, man, it was a rough start. It was a rough start for me just because it was new.
Sure.
It was a new brand of people that had never seen me before.
Absolutely.
And it was a new comic on the scene.
Sure.
And whether you want to say it or not, it's a competition in this thing.
Oh, no doubt.
And the ones that's good at it,
Yeah.
they gon' persevere.
They stick around.
As long as you stick around
Yeah.
and you maneuver and you make your way through it, like
Come on now.
you'll be able to separate yourself and align yourself with the motherfuckers that's really out here going after it and getting it. So I took the time to pay my dues, to mingle with the right people, to of course always sharpen the iron, sharpen the craft and all that. So at that time, man, when it came all the way through, when it came time to shoot it, man, and figure out the people that I actually wanted to have a part of it, man, it was remarkable that those people were very receptive and proud of me for going out on this limb. So, like, shout out to my man Anton Knight.
Shout out Anton Knight, man.
Who I call the king of Las Vegas
my
comedy.
guy right there, bro.
Big sis AK.
Shout out AK, man.
And then the mayor, Sweet Lou.
Sweet Lou,
and Sweet
Common,
Lou,
of course.
the OG of all things, man. He was the one that created the lumps for me.
Yeah.
Like once I got
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And so it was just one of those things where it was just like, all right, you out here now. Like, it's up to you to make your name known. No. Like you might go through these little lumps and trials and tribulations, but we gonna see what you really made of out here. Cause it's different. Yeah. It's different out here. And so I just arose to the occasion, man, and shooting it that night, shooting it on my birthday. It was just it just all aligned up because I was having one hell of a year already. I had gotten married that year, so that momentum train kept going. So it was one of those things where after I was done, man, I was so exhausted, but it was like it was worth every bit of it. It was worth every bit of previous times where the phones wasn't ringing. Yeah. When you go up to the comedy club and then you supposed to be on, and then the comedy promoter come out and say he bumped you because he didn't put this guy. So all those no's, all those moments where it was like it had me questioning, am I on the right path? It was all the way fulfilled, man. And so since then, man, it's just been an all systems go. And I'm always got something brewing, man, even though I still get in my way sometimes of having all these ideas. When I look at my phone and go, oh shit, I got a plethora of stuff that I should be doing, right? So, but that's just for me, man, it's just the journey that I'm on, man, understanding that timing is everything and just understanding that I have all the tools and the recipe to go after this thing, man. And I plan on being big with it. Guys, I plan on being global with it. Yes, sir. And as long as I'm breathing, man, I'm making y'all laugh out here in these streets.
Come on, man. You're already on the right path,
Absolutely.
man. I noticed from the moment I saw you the first time, bro. I already knew what time it was, brother.
Yeah,
I knew
man.
what time it was already, bro. You're on the right path. Dude.
Yeah, and it was. I think one of the things that's been most fulfilling, man, is that I've run into people that have said, "Yo, when I saw you do this here, I've been following you ever since, man. And you just got that feel like you on the right path. So that's always more beneficial for me than people even saying, like, all right, reading off the accolades. When I'm able to have people to look out, when I'm able to have support from y'all and my peers and saying, no, you a beast at this, man. We need this game needs you. And so I'm always grateful, man, always humble about it, but I'm also so confident that I'm on the right path. And it's just, yeah, man, it's a journey, and it's an enjoyable one too.
Absolutely. Look, man, again, man, you hear right here, CDL Cigar and Golf, Links and Legends. I'm here with my God, Toledo's finest, Tavon Greatness right here, man.
Then I told y'all way back when. I told y'all way back when. I was born to win at
Talk
this.
your shit.
Huh? For all of y'all that's looking at Viney right now, I'm in here with a bunch of OGs. They got me smoking cigars. This is my cigar mentor
Yes,
right now.
indeed,
Got me
man.
smoking cigars.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
This is what greatness looks like.
Come on now. Talk to me nice, man.
So
Talk to
proud
me
of
nice,
this guy.
man.
I'm a legend. He said I'm a
Come on,
legend.
man. Come on, man.
Making.
Come
Do y'all
on,
know
man.
what that means?
Come on, man.
Huh?
Ain't no need in faking it.
Fucking
It is what
around.
it is. It is what it is, man.
I was
Look.
fucking around with me too long.
Being better friends.
Yes, sir. March 15th.
Yeah.
The second edition, man. Me and
I
my
got a chance to go to that first one, and it was insane.
Oh yeah.
Talk about it, man. Talk about how you came up with that concept, man. And again, for the people that weren't listening earlier, tell us who's on that docket.
Okay, man. So being better friends came about. We started off with this podcast during the pandemic, man, because we was at Stand Up Comics. We was trying to figure out what the next move was, because it looked like the stand up comedy was dead. So I came up with this concept to just chop it up with some comedy comrades of mine, man, and just keep us busy.
That's
honestly.
right.
So
That's
we
right.
started off as the Pool Table Talk podcast. Ran that for a little bit, but it consisted of me, Anton Knight, Jay Devine, Jerome, Jeremy Richardson, my boy Corey Cook, and we
All
ran
dope
that for a
dudes.
while. All dope dudes, all comedy dogs, man, and all guys that I respect in this comedy world. We did that, and once clubs and start opening up and stuff like that, we was able to get back to the foundation of what we all wanted to do. We said, like, all right, with the comedy scene that we have here in Vegas, man, and the camaraderie that we've built, man, we need to put on some shows for the city, and in order to build into taking this further. So put that concept together, man, and just made that happen. The expectations of it was big, and I think it was exceeded to a degree. I always respect those guys. I mean, those are the guys I talk comedy with. And the concept of the being better friends was, at one point during our podcast, man, we had the discussion, like, are we friends? Like,
Yeah.
like, are we?
Yeah.
Like, I know we comedy,
Real thing,
we
though.
comedy giants and our thing, but are we friends?
Yeah. Do I
And
really like you?
do I really like you?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we had some real moments, and so it was just the fact of being better friends, man. Understanding that in this comedy game, you do want alliances, and you do want to be able to say, these are my guys. I came up with my guys. We look at cats like Kevin Hart, who got the Plastic Cup Boys. Them is his guys.
Absolutely.
This
Those
is
is guys,
guys.
man.
And
Shout
so-
out my friend brother Joey Wells, man. Phi Beta Sigma
Yeah,
Fraternity Incorporated.
and so that was kind of like the branch we was going on. We've all watched Kings of Comedy, and despite all the riffraff that's been going on, they had to be at some point friends. And so
Absolutely.
it's just been one of those things, man. And like I said, off the first show, we was just like, all right, we got some, and what we can't do is just let it go into distant memory. So we coming back again this year, starting off in March, March 15th at Cork and Thorn. Being better friends too, man. So shout out to my guys, man. And if y'all are in the city during that time, I suggest you get on Eventbrite and click that link
Come on now.
and get them tickets.
Yes, sir.
So-
Yes, sir. Look, man. Last question, man. What advice do you have for young comics coming up right now in 2024, man?
You have to speak your truth out the gate, bro. Out the gate.
Yeah.
You got to speak your truth.
Yeah.
Stand-up comedy, man, is one of those genres of entertainment where the artist and the human, right? More than anything else now, they got to be intertwined.
Yeah.
And so when you getting up on that stage, man, and you got that microphone and you got these people, this is your total control.
Yeah.
This is your total control, man. And so understand that you have a responsibility to put that into action.
That's right.
Put that into action. So for the young people that's trying it out, or you've been active, man, and things ain't moving, if this is truly what you believe that you should be doing, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. And guess what? It ain't supposed to be easy.
Come on now.
I'm damn sure not gonna be making it easy because I'm still hungry.
That's it.
Still hungry for it.
Flat out.
I'm still hungry. I'm always excited to make a new person laugh.
That's it.
And so you take that mentality with you, man. It'll work out.
Dope interview from you, man. Appreciate your time, big
I
dog.
appreciate you.
Look, man, let the people know where they can find you, man.
Tavon Greatness on all social media platforms. Okay? All of them. It's not one I ain't on. All of them.
That's it.
Whatever ones you got.
That's it.
Follow me.
Straight like that, man. Look, we appreciate Tavon for his time.
Yes, sir.
We right here at El Septimo, man. Chocolate City Cigar Lounge right here in downtown Las Vegas, man. We appreciate everybody for chiming in. CDL Cigar and Golf. Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.